Now in that I had said to you all that since this is the Kali Yuga, and in the Kali Yuga the only way of getting out, which means becoming, getting the highest benefit of the Kali Yuga for a mankind, is to go towards liberation. The idea is you have to liberate yourself in this world, which is called moksha also. Now for moksha, the pathways in different religions, in different yugas is different. So like I gave you an example that in the first yuga it was all about knowledge base. And the last yuga, which is the Kali Yuga is driven by what is called as devotional path. Now the devotional path means very clearly you have to pray to God, take His name constantly, sing bhajans, kirtans, get lost in the activities which are connected to the Lord. And then once you have done that, you can go towards enlightenment. The idea is there is no need for you to do any other thing. Like say for example, during the last yuga there were a lot of sacrifices that were done. You don't need to do any sacrifice. You don't need to go to any such places like, go to the mountains and do tapasya and all that. That is not at all needed. There is no need for you to read scriptures also. Simply because in this yuga there is lack of knowledge. People do not have the brains, or what we call as the intellect, to enter into the domain of this knowledge. So the knowledge path is clearly not available. The reason is because we have become very materialistically bound. We are bothered about all our materialism. Like say for example, we are bothered so much about our food, our habits, family, relationships, job, making money, houses, this, that, all the material worldly things we are so much engrossed in. All this particular yuga clearly defines what we say as lust, greed and all those things. We call it the Shadripus. The reason being, this is a Tamasic yuga. So Tamasic yuga, the pathway open for anybody is only the path of devotion. So like Mirabai or any other people, those who sing the praises of God, our job is to sing the praises of God alone. That's it. Beyond that, you don't even have to do anything. And yesterday we saw that yoga means oneness with Krishna. There is no other yoga required. There is no physical activity. There is no need of any kinds of exercise or anything like that. You are doing, say, pranayama, meditation or whatever, it's fine. Doesn't make any sense. Just taking the name of the Lord is all that is needed. Beyond that, there is nothing required to be done. In this yuga, no need to stress yourself out, even basically trying to study scriptures and all that. There is no need of scriptures. So I have given you an entire idea of what we did yesterday. So today we are starting with a new verse. That is, we are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse 30 onwards. Now, Sri Krishna is giving us an idea about what happened in the past. So, in the beginning of the material creation, that absolute personality of Godhead, that is Vasudeva himself, in his transcendental position, created the energies of cause and effect by his own internal energy. Now, this is something which we have done previously, but just to give you a recap of it, at the beginning of creation, which is now, again, we don't have to go into how many years ago this started, whether the earth came into existence or whether this happened or that happened. The earth and all these planetary systems and everything was already there. We don't have to bother so far away. We don't know what is happening yesterday. What are we bothered about having billions of years ago something happened? I don't think it is important for us at this point in time, but we just have to understand the whole thing, how it works. So he says in the beginning, it was the beginning of the material creation. So material worldly things started happening. What is the material worldly things that started happening? The different kinds of birds, animals, bees, everything started coming up, right? So when that started, he says, the Lord himself, that is God himself, Vasudev, what did he do? He created everything with his own material energy. All right. It is now, let us say, this is an understanding which you should have. Now let us say you are doing something. You are doing your examination. You are writing an examination. Are you going to write this examination with your own, ways of doing things or no? That means you are going to study, you are going to do so many other things, isn't it? So finally at the end of the day, what are you doing? You are expending your energies. Right? Correct? If you are driving a car, if you are going somewhere, walking, are you expending your energies? Yes. So for doing anything, you need to expend energy. Which means, if I want to go to the gym, am I going to do all the lifts and everything over there or no? Right? Am I going to spend my energy over there? Of course I'm going to spend my energy over there. It is because I use my body and my energies that I can lift those things or I can do those exercises. It's clearly understood like this. Now, here the understanding which we need to have is what exactly happens during this time. So, these internal energies of the Lord, they create this world. All right? Now, when they create this world, what exactly is this world we are talking about? Everything that is happening within you. We are not talking about anything else. I want you to think about it. Common sense will tell you something. Before you were born, did you know about this earth or the creatures on it or the planetary systems or anything like that? You agree with me? Before you were born, you don't even know what you were doing. And whether you are there or not there also, nobody knows. So is there any way of knowing who was there and who wasn't there? There was no way of knowing anybody or anything. So it is only when you are born, only when anybody and everybody is born, that they get to know about things around them. Agreed? So, when he says his transcendental position created the energies of cause and effect by his own internal energy, apply this. So, who has these energies? You have it. Within you is the entire universe. Within you is the entire creation. If you do not have eyes, can you see anything? If you do not have brains, can you understand anything? No. So you will find that there are lots of children or people, those who are born, they do not have the mind or the brains or whatever you call it. Are they able to understand anything? They don't even know the existence of any object itself. So doesn't that tell you that because of these internal energies that are there within us, that we understand a lot of things? And how does that work? There is a cause and an effect. What is the cause? Some reason is there. What is the effect of it? Something that happens afterwards. So simply put, there is a cause for anything. Okay. The sun shines. The sun shines and the effect is there is light on this planet Earth. Agreed? You have to understand how this works. So everything is a cause and an effect. Even in our lives. Suppose we do something wrong. Is there an effect? Suppose I overeat. What is the effect? I'm going to put on weight. Right? If I drink a lot, what is the effect? I'm going to get intoxicated. Agreed? So this is how it works. So everything has been created with a cause and an effect principle. Alright? And Sri Krishna says over here, the Lord created this whole thing in a manner of cause and an effect with his own personal energy. By using his own personal energy. Now, what happens to this energy? We are doing the next verse, which is verse 31. After creating the material substances, the Lord expands himself and enters in it. And though he is within the material modes of nature and appear to be one of the created beings, he is always fully enlightened in his transcendental position. Now this verse and the next verse is something which we have to know. When he has created this entire thing, so let us say you are there. You have taken birth. Alright? When you have taken birth, God is within you. Let us say, is the God everywhere? Is there everywhere? When he is everywhere, he is called the Paramatma. Paramatma means the super soul, like the Father in heaven kind of a thing. Alright? So he is everywhere. So after you take birth, do you think he is not going to be in you? He is going to be in you. So what he says, the Lord expands himself and enters into it. So he enters this domain also. In the material modes of nature, think about it. Can I just release a gas in this room? If I release a gas in this room, what is going to happen? It's going to take up the whole room, isn't it? Agreed? Now, but it has to take the space of this human being. The human being is from top to bottom, like, from the head to the toe. So is he supposed to take up this space? Yes. So there is a small object. If there is a small object also, is he supposed to take this space or no? So understand these words very carefully. The Lord takes up that space. So he enters in it. Alright? And although it's in the nature of the material modes. Material modes means what? Think what is being said over here. The material modes. If the Lord has to enter the animal, he becomes an animal spirit. Understood? What happens to the Lord? The Lord becomes an animal spirit. If he enters a bird, he becomes a bird spirit. Correct? How many religions have you heard where they say very clearly these words? That even if you go to all these Red Indians or South Americans, don't they say that the bird spirit is there? You have heard of these words, isn't it? So you will find that there is an animal spirit, there is a bird spirit, there is a spirit in the stone. The Lord has entered these domains as that object. It's a spirit meant for the birds, the spirit meant for animals, the spirit meant for that particular entity. Remember this. So he enters that in the material modes. In which mode? In the mode which is prescribed. So as a human being, he will enter that person as a human nature only. Like you have human nature Animal nature, bird nature, the nature of objects. So it takes up that space and appears to be one of the created beings. And he appears like that. So Jatayu, you heard of Jatayu, isn't it? Huh? And Jatayu will look like Jatayu only. So the Jatayu spirit is Jatayu. Now, Mushak, the small rat that is there with Ganesha, isn't it? Is he not like that? So the Lord enters that domain. Suppose he has to enter the domain of the seas and the oceans. Is he going to take a form of the sea and the ocean also or no? Right? So when he takes the form of the sea and the ocean, what is that called? Varun Dev. Got it? When he has to enter the domain of the destructor, the one who destroys, what is the domain that he is going to enter as? The Rudra avatar. Agreed? So the Lord takes various forms related to that issue. Understood? So everything is relatable over here. And then he is fully enlightened. So in that form also, if I were to pray to Nandi, you know Nandi Bail is there, huh? The Lord will take the form of Nandi. I can pray to Nandi. If he wants to take the form of any other bird or animal, can he not take? Of course he can take. He wants to become a Varaha avatar. Can he not do that? He can. So do not be under this impression that he cannot take that particular form. But in that form also he is an enlightened being. So as an animal spirit, he is an enlightened spirit. Similarly, humans. Now we are coming to humans. So in the humans also, do you think he is going to take other form where he is not enlightened? Not at all. So as he enters the human body as well, he is an enlightened being. So never be under this kind of an understanding that, as a human being, I cannot be enlightened. Sorry, who told you that? You are as enlightened as the Lord himself. So this verse I hope you understood. And now let us see the next verse. Verse 32 says, the Lord as supreme soul or super soul pervades all things just as fire pervades wood, and so he appears in of many varieties, though he is the absolute one without the second. So everywhere, don't bother your head about it. Suppose he has to take a form of anything, why would he not take a form? And can he not pervade anything? Even a stone. So who says that the Lord cannot be a stone? I want you to think about it. So the Lord cannot enter the stone, is that what you are saying? No. So there are lots of people in this world who start believing that stone image cannot be worshipped. That means you are saying the Lord doesn't have the authority to enter a stone. That is not a right thing. The Lord has got the ability to enter anything he wants to. I cannot restrict myself and say that he cannot enter fire. He is in the fire form also. Aren't the Parsis and the Persians worshipping fire? They are called fire worshippers. Even in the Pacific Ocean, are there tribes who worship fire or no? They have fire gods. So then who is given the right to say that there can be no fire god? Huh? In Peru and all those places in South America, they worship the condor god. Condor is that big bird. They worship the condor bird. Why not? Why God cannot take the form of a condor? He can take the form whatever he feels like. And that is why he appears to be of many varieties. So the God can take form in whichever variety He wants to. We should not restrict and say, oh, He cannot come in this and He cannot come in that. He is an absolute one without the second, and there can be no other besides Him. So they cannot say, no, there is a devil also sitting with Him. How can you say that? I hope you understand this statement. Oh, the God entered and in that the devil also entered. There is nothing like that. We will come to this point also in the next one verse, because verse 34 will tell you. But now we are doing verse 33. The super soul enters the body of the created beings who are influenced by the modes of material nature and causes them to enjoy the effects of the modes by the subtle mind. The Lord has entered the being of that person. Could be an animal, could be a bird, could be an insect, could be anything. And especially human beings. So when he enters the domains of those particular creatures or things or places or whatever, he takes the material modes of nature, which is called sattva, rajas and tamas. So he can take any form. I cannot say that in tamas he cannot be. That is wrong. In tamas also he is there. In rajas also he is there, and in sattva also he is there. But the qualities are differ. Everything differs over here. The qualities of sattva are goodness. So when he takes the form, he is having the quality of goodness within him. He is devout, he is kind, he is compassionate, he is loving, caring, he is gentle, he is everything which you can think of as the beautiful stuff. And then he enters the form of rajas. It's all about activity. It's all about making money. It's all about becoming beautiful. It's all about trying to excel yourself, wanting to be a part of this and a part of that, and I have to do this and I have to do that. These are the things. Achievements. I want to be the best in the world. Got the point? Plus, it can go to excesses also. More money, more troubles, more problems. Rajas has a tendency of all these things also. So don't be under the impression that Rajas is okay or Sattva is okay or Tamas is no. Everything is fine. Now let us come to the third mode of nature. It is called Tamas. If the Lord enters as Tamas, the being has a tamasic being. What are the qualities of tamas? Laziness, inertia, anger, you name it, all kinds of negative qualities, is not interested in anything, is having inertia, wouldn't like to move, wants to keep on eating, wants to keep on drinking, excesses, sleeping, lying down, not interested in any activity also. You tell a tamasic person you should make money. No. What is there is there. He is like a bhikari also. You see, bhikari means what? A person from the beggar. Have you ever noticed those homeless people? If you tell them, I'll give you a job, you think they will take it? No. If there is a person in your life who says, I am not interested in working and giving some reason, what does that tell you? Pure tamas is there in that person. And because of pure tamas, the person is not interested in doing anything. And when a person is not interested in doing anything, they will follow that path only. Tamasic path. You can make them, they're like the bulls, you know how the bulls are, Taurians. Keep on pushing, they are refusing. I won't get up. I'll just sit over there. Like buffaloes sitting in one place. You poke them also, they will not get up. Oh, come on, move on the roadside. They are going on the road also. They'll go slowly like this, like this, like this. They are not bothered about the traffic. They are not. In our India, we have so many of these buffaloes and on the road and inside the cars also. Okay. We have on the road, so there are buffaloes, but inside the car also we have tamasic people. They are digging their nose. They are doing all kinds of activity. What kind of these are people in the inside the cars also. They don't have life in them. So what does God do? He takes that form and He works through the subtle mind. It is the God Himself which will tell you, why do you need to work? Leave it. You think there are no gods like that? Have you heard of the gods who keep on drinking? You see, in the Chinese religion, there are gods who just want bottles of liquor only. See, when they have these festivals, so they will give one big bottle of liquor also. Take. You please enjoy your liquor, okay? And have you seen the laughing Buddha also? Big stomach like this in front of him. Like that, So you will find them also in different movies, right? Have you seen Star Wars? The fellow from whom he takes that first aircraft, remember? That fellow, big fat lump of flesh moving around. What to do? They are like that people. Got it? Thus the Lord of the universe maintains all planets inhabited by demigods, men and lower animals. Assuming the roles of the incarnations, He performs pastimes to reclaim those in the mode of pure goodness. Now, these lines have to be understood very carefully. The Lord of the universe. Who is the Lord of the universe? Sri Krishna Himself. The Lord Himself maintains all planets inhabited by demigods, men and lower animals. Is He saying He is a demigod? No. So there are creatures called demigods there. Okay? These demigods are there. There are men. And then there are animals also. So from the highest to the lowest is available in one place. So which place are we talking about? What are these planets? See, when He says maintains all the planets, the first thing which a person does is, those scientific idiots in this world, they'll say, the Mercury, nobody can stay on Mercury, nobody can stay on the Venus, nobody can stay on this planet. In Saturn there is a problem, in Jupiter there is a problem, who can stay there? Who is asking you about that? Sir, you are an idiot. Okay? It is a way of talking. When I say you are an idiot, and if I say you are a donkey, are you a donkey? Are you physically a donkey or a monkey? You call your children also, and look at him, he is behaving like a monkey. Like a monkey. Like a donkey. That human being is like a buffalo. We say that, no? He's like a dog, look at him. All the time his tongue out, all trying to... You see the whole... Everybody is like that. So now think about what is being said over here. Here, everything that is being said translates into you. The universe is you. The animal is also a universe. You are also a universe. Remember, I started this. When you are born, did I say these words or no? The universe comes into existence. Do you see the play upon words? What was your mind saying? You know what your mind said? When I am born, I am seeing with my eyes the universe. Did you think like that or no? The objects appear outside of me. Did you say this? Exactly how you think. These words are very finely twisted. The animal appears in front of you. Let us say you have a dog. Does the dog appear in front of you? Yeah. The dog appears in front of you. Your parents appear in front of you. A mother, father, husband, wife, everybody appears in front of you. Who is discussing that? Nobody is saying. They appear in your chitta, in the screen of your mind, effects of the modes of subtle mind. These objects appear inside of you. I want you to think very carefully. Now, do you think as a dog, if you are a dog, let us say, will this person, whoever the person is, will that person appear in the dog's mind or no? Of course. Agreed or no? Same thing as a bird. Will the bird be looking at you and will it appear in his mind or no? In the inside of the being, you are appearing inside of this being, no? Now if you are blind, if you are not having ears, if you are not having anything, will it appear? Think. I want you to think very carefully. If you are a blind person, completely blind, will this universe appear inside of you? Nothing is appearing inside of you. So is the universe outside of you or inside of you? It is inside of you. When you see the other person talking, let us say the other person is saying some bad words to you. He's saying you are an idiot, you are this, you are that. You are black, you are ugly. These words are being said to you. Suppose you were deaf. Will those words appear to you? No. You can only, if you have eyes, you can only see. He's moving his lips. That's all. No words will appear. Is the world appearing to you? Not at all. So, even the smell will not appear to you. It is because of the mind everything is appearing to you. If you become blind to people in your real life, not breaking your eyes, I'm not asking you to go and put something in your eye. No, I'm just saying, even if you see, you don't react to it. Is your mind there? You don't even have to react to it. Think you are blind. Got it or no? It doesn't even appear to you, because if you don't see those things, lots of times many things happen around you, you don't even observe them, correct? Has it appeared inside of you? No. There was a very beautiful movie I saw some 2 days ago. It is called Bettian or something like that, okay? Don't ask me about it. I don't understand the words also. So I was watching the movie. And the movie started with something. And then I asked Rajma and, do you know what was in the beginning of the movie? And they started saying, oh, the names were coming and this was happening and that was happening. I said, no. Did you observe the thing over there? What was he talking about? So the character Amitabh Bachchan, he's the person who is giving some lecture, and he speaks in Tamil also because of AI. Okay, very good Tamil, very good. I mean, imagine Amitabh Bachchan speaking in Tamil. So he's speaking, and there what he does is, he is talking about the Macaulay system of education. How Macaulay came into India and destroyed our educational system. And today, because everybody is suffering, you are going to put your children in classes. You are doing so many wrong things. No real education is going to anybody, because the Western system of education makes a person an idiot. Why do they require people from India to become the CEOs of their company? Or why do they require people from the Iron Curtain countries to become the CEOs of their countries? The reason is because no brains. What is being taught in school is wrong. Have you ever heard of a person who is smart enough? Look at all the smart guys. Go and see their names. Do they actually come from that place or some other country? You'll find that almost everybody over there, their names are different. They come from Russia, they come from India, they come from China, they come from all these other countries. That's because of this system of education is so bad. And you want to put your children in that system? So this Vetian movie is talking about that system. Don't try to teach your children that kind of nonsense. They don't even know, ask anybody. You see, they do a lot of surveys. They ask them, anybody, where is India? They don't know where is India. But you ask an Indian child, where is India? They will point out. Ask them, where is Vietnam? They will say. Ask, where is United States? The same age group, okay, the same age group. Ask them questions. Very smart children. Education is what makes them. So this is what was told. Now think about it. Does it appear in the subtle mind? Yes. So everything appears in the subtle mind. I'm going to complete this, okay? So verse 33, 34 I will complete and then I will stop. So please remember this. If you are going abroad, don't teach your children all those nonsensical things which will make them duffers. They are as good as, brainless people. Teach them things. You know how many subjects our children do? 13, 14, 15 subjects. They are very good even in any subject. Even calculation, they don't need a calculator. They can do calculations like this on the fingertips. Have you seen those places, the kids who become, who know every word in the dictionary? How? That is a kind of knowledge that is required. So always understand this. So the mind creates this. If you are going to make your children into duffers, that's your problem, not ours. The scriptures are telling you, you have the goodness of God within you. Give it the power. Give that power to that child and to yourself to become a good person. Don't become lazy. Okay? All these wheat grains, these, that, everything is coming from processed units. Stop eating the processed foods. Eat food that is fresh and available. I taught you all this stuff in the way of life. Understand why I am saying this. Thus the Lord of the universe maintains all planets inhabited by demigods, men and lower animals. So now you will understand. Everything appears within you, not outside of you. The demigods are within you. Let us say the demigod sitting on your tongue. Who is the demigod sitting on your tongue? Let us call her Mahasaraswati. Mahasaraswati is the demigod. Who is the lower animal and men over there? The person who uses the tongue for good purposes, for praising the world, saying something nice or saying something good in this world, is godliness. The same tongue, when you call people idiots or something, I also call you, okay? So, the tongue which you use for speaking ill about others, or you keep on talking how much to make money and all that, that is the men, the earthly plane. And the lower animals, the same tongue you use for wrong purposes, drinking or doing some dirty work, going and talking back, chugli, all those things. Basically, you are the person who is going and speaking ill about others. That is the demonic type. So these three things are there within you. even your ears, even your nose, even your eyes, every part of your body has those things. Three planes: godly, earthly, that is human type, and the third one is the lower animal type. The same body part can be used for three purposes. Assuming the roles of incarnations, he assumes the role of incarnations. So the Lord comes in that place and takes that role. He performs pastimes to reclaim those in the mode of pure goodness. What is his pastime? His pastime is use this tongue for goodness. Listen to all the good stuff. Okay? See good, not evil. You know those three monkeys? Gandhiji? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Isn't that what he says? Exactly. So don't use these body parts for wrong purposes. Use them for the good purposes only. And this is how the Lord distributes himself in your entire being. So don't tell me that he's going on Venus and he's establishing a colony over there. No. And there is going to be a human being there. Nobody cares. On the moon also you won't find animals, you won't find anybody over there. Okay, so don't say those words. It is describing you. Everything appears inside of you. I hope I have made this very clear to you all. With your eyes, ears, nose and everything. They are the external, they are the cameras kind of a thing, the object. And it appears inside your mind, the subtle mind. So we have come to the end of chapter 2. So it is called Divinity and the Divine. So we will stop over here.
Recording stopped.